Tom Clark's Main Event is a Boink Studios production. And now, on with the show.
This is Daddy Show. Step off.
Hey, what is up? Welcome to the podcast, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tom Clark, and this right here is Tom Clark's Main Event. I almost didn't get it out. What's up, kids? How's everybody doing out there today in Facebook land? It's your man, Steve Harvey. Anybody watch Family Feud out there? It's good stuff. I want to come up with my own thing. It's your boy, Tom. I don't know what to say. What's up, kids? How's everyone doing out there today? Doing great, man. As I've said multiple times here on the show, we have a blast here. I hope you guys enjoyed last week. We're going to talk a little bit about that today. We got a jam-packed, action-filled, holy crap, Katie Bar the Doors presentation for you today with a few bits of nonsense along the way, perhaps. You never can tell, can you? So, hope you and yours are doing great. Happy Friday to you, one and all. Lots of stuff going on in the news today. We're not going to talk about any of it. You want to know why? Because this, my dear friends, is a pro wrestling podcast. We talk about all things pro wrestling all the time. That's our goal here. And since we're talking about it, why don't we go ahead and get some stuff ticking on the ticker? Did you hear what I said? Ticking? I'm so southern, it makes me sick, actually. Let's get some stuff ticking on the ticker. Listen, let me just tell you right now, in all fairness, I actually do try to work on the accent. Believe it or not. I've been told the angrier I get, the more nervous I get, the more it comes out. And then, of course, the more anxious I get, the higher my tone gets. That is to say, I am around people who point out my shortcomings on a consistent basis. It's no way to live. I don't recommend it. Where was I? Oh, yes. Pro wrestling. What's up? Let's get some hellos going this morning. Who was the first one to the party? Jeff Sharma. You, my friend, have won Mr. Early Riser. I don't even know what that means. You were first to the dance. So thanks much. Shane was not far behind you, followed by Mark. Ryan, what's going on? What's going on, bro? Sandy in Germany. What's up, my friend? Brendan, how are you? Will's on time, about freaking time. Nate says, love the countdown. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone tell Mr. Nate Dogg, my producer for the show, hello. He should love the countdown. He should. He's my producer. So there you go. Everyone tell Nate hello. He was responsible for lining up all the shout-outs last week. If you missed the shout-outs, if you missed last week's episode 200, shame on you. Holy God, did you miss a great time. Let me just tell you, we had a blast. I know I did. I've asked friends of mine who maybe are not, avid pro wrestling fans to check out the show. We've got great reviews from them. We did have a blast. I want to thank you guys. Let's go ahead and throw it up there right now. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Last week's episode 200 was freaking fun. I dug it hardcore. I can be honest with you. I've watched it back. I listened to it back a few times. You know why? It's not because I love the sound of my own voice. I just like to critique my own work. You know what I mean? If I don't find it good, if I felt like it wasn't entertaining, then I would feel like my audience didn't either. So I'll always like to listen back. Brad in Minnesota, go Vikes. Actually beat the Pack. That was nice to see. What's up, Christopher? Hello, Will. Will, yeah, you missed the new theme music, the new graphics last week. Brendan, tell me you love the intro. Before we go any further, my goal with the new opening for the show was to do two things. To deliver the biggest plate of cheese I could possibly deliver. Number two, to make you old school fans reminisce about the glory days of the business, hence Worldwide Wrestling. So if you remember the logo of Worldwide Wrestling for the NWA, Jim Crockett Promotions, and the snazzy 80s music. It's catchy. It's got a hook. That was the goal, to put you in the mindset of territory wrestling. I hope that I achieve that goal. It's supposed to be cheeseball, folks. Please understand that. It's supposed to be hokey. Do the hokey pokey, turn yourself around, and dig the music. That was the goal. And I think we succeeded. At least in my mind, I think we did. Pretty sure we did. What do you guys think? So, yes, that's right. Nate says no expense was spared. Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, man, he put everything together last week. I can't thank this guy enough. Not only is he a dear friend, he's also one of the smartest guys I know. He needs to lay off the energy drinks. It's going to be the death of him. He's going to deny that's the case, but I know it to be true. You're smiling, Nate. I know you are. You know it's true. What's up, Jamel in Vegas? What's going on? Gary Benfield, owner, promoter, CEO of HVW in the house. What's up, bro? Thanks for watching, man. That's right, Mark. Welcome to the feud. That's right. Cameron, are you driving today, my friend? Are you driving today? If so, please be safe on the roads out there, man. Bobby, doing great. Where'd you go, Bobby? I was going to tell you hello. La, 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 la. Man, I missed you. Where's your, there you is. What's up, Bobby? DJ Choche Vega says, what's the deal with Lonnie getting smashed on the table? Haven't we been asking ourselves this questions like a whole bunch? Jamel, what's up? I am in North Carolina. You're completely right about that. Let's see what else we got going on. Mike in Manchester. What's going on, my friend? Thank you for watching from across the pond. So yes, we got a lot going on here today. Lots of stuff to get into. Robbie says, time to get ready. Funky like a monkey. Funky like a monkey. And chilling like a retribution villain. I don't know about the last part. Dusty could have made it sound good. Troy, what's up, man? Troy, let's see if we can set this up. Can I get you on the show live with me next week? Let's see if we can put that together, man. We'll do the little split screen, and the fine people that view Tom Clark's Main Event can get your takes as well. I think that would be fun. Let me know what you think. You don't have to do the whole hour. If you want to do 30, 10, 15, whatever you got time for, man. It's entirely up to you. Let me know what you think about that. By the way, Troy is a fellow podcaster and pro wrestling fan. Go check out the Untitled Wrestling Podcast. Is it Untitled Wrestling Podcast or Untitled Pro Wrestling Podcast? I don't want to get it wrong. He and his boys are fun. They're fun to listen to, man, for sure. Ryan says, before you start, please let me know if you agree, but I think all the storylines at WB right now are very and dry and boring. Brother, I think we've been talking about that a lot. What's up, Ray? Wu-Tang. They used to have, I used to know the thing. Wu-Tang had like a hand gesture. I don't think it was a West Coast thing, was it? So correct me if I'm wrong. So, yeah, Brennan's the scuttlebutt is Taker's getting his final four survivors. I thought we'd already been through this, but it is what it is. We'll see what goes down. Timothy, what's going up? Or what going down? What? I lost my place. Where are you? There he is. Timothy also says full gear tomorrow night. Yes, sir. We're going to get there. I promise you. Claire Brown in the UK, my dear. Welcome back to the show. It's been a minute since we hung out and talked. Thank you so much for watching. Are you on your way home from work today? Or are you working from home because of the pandemic? I think maybe you told me that one time before. What's up, Diane? Thanks for hanging out. Yes, ma'am. I remember you're in the UK, Claire, for sure. You're one of my favorites. All right, Troy. Sounds good, man. We'll work out the details between now and then. No worries. Oh, we're going to get there, Shane. Thank you, Troy. Yes, folks, there it is. The Untitled Wrestling Podcast. Everyone go check it out. It's great fun. I promise you. There we go. Claire says she's working from home this week. Yes. I'm big across the pond, kids. In England and India, the Indian people love me. You think I'm making that up? I'm totally not making that up. All right, let's get down to business, if you will. Let's do this. One of the major headlines for this week, and actually I put it on my Facebook page as well as Tom Clark's Main Event Facebook page, because I offered you, the viewer, the opportunity to get on the show with me here today in terms of a video clip. No one took me up on it. We'll throw the offer out there again next week. Here's how this works. I'll throw a topic out on the Main Event Facebook page and on my Facebook page about something that's going on that week. Maybe there's something that's red hot. Maybe there's something everyone's going to have a take on. You shoot a little quick video, send it to me in the inbox, and I'll throw you up on the show next week. And we can get your opinion. It's real easy. It's free to you. And you can have your face plastered all over Wrestling Rumors Facebook Live. Wouldn't that be great fun? You're missing out, kids. I'm telling you. I mean, if all this hairy goodness can get on here, you know you've got a chance, don't you? So there you go. Let's talk about this. As we see right there, Jey Uso did the business with Daniel Bryan, took him out. He has joined Roman. It turns out that despite all my objections to the contrary, they're going to press forward with this thing. I'm not upset about it. Please don't misunderstand me. I was never anti, Samoan faction to begin with. I never had an issue with it. Don't take this wrong. You guys know where I stand. You know where I've stood on this for a long time, for several weeks now. My opinion on this has always been, I wanted to see Roman operate with Heyman for as long as possible, just the two of them. I don't think we've seen enough of just the two of them. In my opinion, it feels early to start a faction. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm not one of those guys that laments what could have been in this business. Whatever they give me, I'll roll with the punches, especially this company, right? Because you don't have much of a choice. So I'll take this and I'll roll with it. It is what it is. I think this will be entertaining. I'm sure it'll be interesting to watch. I think Jey Uso has blossomed over the past few weeks. Anyone that consider him just a tag team guy has not been paying attention. Obviously, this guy has tremendous upside. I think he is crazy talented. So we will see where this goes. I hope this thing ends up with him getting main event shots, because I think he's earning them right now. I think he looks great in this scenario. What do you guys think about the Jey Uso deal with Roman Reigns? What's your opinion on this? I would love to know what you think. In the meantime, I'm going to queue up something else here, because I am always preparing, or at least I try to, kids. You know what I mean? So there you go. Let's hide that for a second. Spoiler alert. If you're just listening to the show, you have no idea what just happened. We'll get there. Trust me. So, yes, what's your opinion on all this? Jamil says, other than him yelling, I see now. I thought it was okay. Jeff says he didn't get much of a choice. That's very true. Ray said Jimmy is next. It's super dumb. That'll be his big. Ray, don't hold back, my friend. Don't hold back. Let's see. Claire, listen, thank you so much for hanging out. Did you like the new graphics? Claire, if you missed episode 200, please tune in. The replay is on my Facebook, on Tom Clark's Main Event Facebook, and on Wrestling Rumors Facebook. Please go watch it. I had killer surprises on there. So go check it out, please, and thank you. So what else did you guys think about this? Let's see. Cherie, what's up? Says, not really loving the bloodline so far. You can be a heel, but to be cruel and change the Usos like that is just wrong, and not Jimmy and Jay down, which is what I think it's going to go. That's an interesting take. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. I disagree with your sentiment that it's going to hurt them. I don't know if Roman would be a part of an angle that would hurt his family. That's just my take. I also don't know if this means that Jey Uso is the next Universal Champion. I didn't say that either. I think this is meant to elevate Jey. I hope so. We thought the same thing about Kofi, and it worked for several months, and until they decided it wasn't working anymore, and they pulled the rug out from underneath the guy, excuse me. But we'll see what goes down. I'm interested to see what happens here. Shane says, watch what happens. Jey will turn on Roman at Mania. It is like that old saying, keep your friends close and enemies closer. That could be. That could be. Thank you, Claire. I very much appreciate that. Brad says, I don't like the WWEs. The ideas of WWE. I got my words backwards. Let's see. Usos and Roman getting new music and ring gear, apparently. Troy, let me tell you something, brother. It's a long time coming for Roman to get new music. I'll drink to that. By the way, it's coffee. Everyone relax. If you don't know, I'll inform you. I, at my age, know it's none of your business, have never tried alcohol in my entire life. I don't drink. I don't drug. I don't do smoke. I don't do drugs, and I don't do the smoke. Okay. I'm what did Punk say he was? I'm straight as an arrow, kids. Never done anything in my life. So yes. You know what? I didn't know that there was a label for it till CM Punk. If I can backtrack just for a second, you know, the whole I keep myself clean, I don't pollute my body with stuff. Now let's face it, I've been a big guy in the past. I mean, the biggest I ever got was 300 plus pounds. I'm in a process of once again trimming back down over the past several months because of the pandemic. I've gained some weight, as a lot of people have. So I'll get there. I got 50 pounds I'm going to drop. It's going to be a process, but it's a marathon, not a sprint, right? But yes, the whole drug-free, alcohol-free, all that stuff. I mean, it's just it's just part of who I am, man. Straight edge, absolutely. So I try to be. Ray says you're straight edge and like Wu-Tang. I don't like Wu-Tang, Ray. I love Wu-Tang. So there he is. I like this deal. Again, I think the timing, I don't know. For me, the timing's off. I wanted to see Roman and Roman and Heyman together for a while, just the two of them. It is what it is. Again, I'm not going to cry about it too much. I'm going to be interested to see what goes on. Let's be honest. Roman Reigns is like the best thing they have going right now. Did you ever think you would say that? Roman Reigns is the best thing they got going today. Did you ever think you'd hear that? I didn't either. Rob says might be a stretch. In the 80s, we had the Heenan family stable of wrestlers that had a mix of wrestlers. Think Heyman building a stable of wrestlers was a good throwback to that. So Paul Heyman is a Bobby Heenan type of character. God, I could totally get behind that. You know why your idea works, Rob? Because the whole roster's heel. Besides Drew McIntyre on Raw, I mean, who's legitimate baby faces right now? Legit. It's not a topic on the show. I'm just throwing it out there to you. James, what's up, my friend? So, yeah. All right, so let's get on with the show here. Let's talk about something else real quick. If you didn't see the pick, I'll show it to you now. How many of you out there watched Walter versus Dragunov? Oh, my God. This was not so much a pro wrestling match as it was a massive beatdown, a car wreck of epic proportions. This was the closest thing to strong style that I think WWE has ever done. It makes me wonder, did anyone in WWE's main hierarchy see this match before it posted? I'm split on this, if I'm being honest with you. I'm split on this, and here's why. I am a firm believer in men and women of the ring being safe, protecting themselves and each other. The whole idea of playing it safe in the ring has always been, we have to work again tomorrow night, and we have to be as safe as possible. You take care of me, I take care of you. Let's make the next town tomorrow, okay? That's how pro wrestling is different from MMA and from every other physical, combat sport on the planet. The goal is not to hurt each other. Spoiler alert, pull back the curtain time. The goal is not to really kill your opponent and pin them. The goal is to make it look as though you are and put on a show. We all know this, right? So having said that, I'm sure nothing in this match happened that Dragunov and Walter didn't want to happen. I would dare say that's the case. Okay. I would almost stake the farm on it. Okay. That's my feeling. However, I still think it was so punishing and so stiff and at times so brutal that I personally was surprised at how intense it actually got. I mean, I'm just calling it like I see it. I didn't hate that. But Troy, you're across the pond. What's your opinion? Troy says it was uncomfortable to watch, though, at times. Absolutely. He also said it was easily match of the year contender. It was outstanding. I agree with you totally. I don't know. Um, I don't know how I feel about it. Like I said, part of me stands up with Troy and applauds it and says, my God, that was epic. The other part of me says, why did we do all this? Did this get anyone over? I mean, it got Dragunov over, I would say, right? Walter's already over. If that was the goal, I guess mission accomplished. But again, at the same time, folks, I'm just wondering what did this truly accomplish? I mean, here's the funny part. You see this kind of stuff in Japan all the time. You know what they call this kind of match in New Japan? A Tuesday. It's the truth. It's the absolute truth. This is, I mean, they call it British strong style, which is I'm sure what they're calling this. But, you know, strong style in Japan is this kind of wrestling all the time. So, you know, I don't know. What's your take on this? Let me get some more feedback on this. Who watched it? Shane hits me with some NXT stuff. I got to answer this. Do you think Cameron Grimes needs a manager? How about Michael Hayes? Oh, my God. That's all kinds of working. Here's the problem, though, Shane. Michael Hayes has got some stuff that, you know, I don't know if I want to see him on TV anymore. There's just a lot of stuff there. You know what I mean? For me personally. Now, whether or not they'll do it, I don't know. Mark says, Walter's a beast. You're right. Nate says, stiff upper lip style. Yeah. AC/DC, baby. Aaron says, there's no viable people to take the Tyler off Walter. You're right, Aaron. By the way, props on the last name. I'm a big Beatles fan, so Stuart Sutcliffe's a big legend in my mind. You're right. However, if Dragunov had won the title, it would have been believable, it would have been realistic, and it would have been okay. That's how close they got. And by the way, kids, if you have never, I'm going to make a new segment of the show. I'm going to suggest a match you go watch. It's on YouTube. It's free on the YouTube, folks. So go check it out. Don't do it now. You're watching the show. Do it after you watch the show, okay? Walter versus Jordan Devlin. Now, Troy, back me up on this. Troy, I'm sticking up for your boy. Because he's across pond, right? So he's awesome. Freaking Jordan Devlin. Don't tell me you don't love Troy. If you tell me you don't love him, you're lying. Dude, their feud is freaking epic. Is it Top Rope Wrestling, I think? Dude, I checked it out because I kept hearing the buzz about it. So I had to watch it. I went and watched it on YouTube. The build to that, the videos they shot, they were portraying Walter as like the Mike Tyson of the business, where he hit so hard. Like, it was great. Dude, if you want to see a phenomenal build and a high-profile 5-star match, go watch Jordan Devlin versus Walter. There were 2 matches. Were there 2 or 3? Jordan finally won in the end. Troy, I can't put your comment up on the screen because you're cursing, but no, I agree. Yes, it's awesome. You got to go watch it. It's so good. It is so good. I just appreciate good pro wrestling, man. Brandon, we'll get there. I promise you. I promise you we'll get there. Troy, I forgot all about this, my friend. British Strong Style is a stable. Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, and Trent Seven. I forgot all about it. You're totally right. He also said Dragunov will take the title off him next year. I imagine it made him look like $1,000,000. I agree with that too. I didn't care much for him before this match. Now I do. So it did its job, right? It is in Ireland, Aaron. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. But I suspected that Troy was a fan. You're right. It is Ireland. But it's still technically across the pond. You know I'm in the States, right? So there we go, Troy. Troy cleaned it up for me. Thank you, brother. It is freaking awesome. So yeah, it's so worth it. I can't say enough good things about it. So yeah, from now on, we're going to try to do a segment every week on the show, where it's going to be, I suggest a match that you go watch. James asks about, hey, James, my name's Tom. This is Tom Clark's Main Event, brother. You can address me by name. It's all good. We do broadcast on Wrestling Rumors, but this is Tom's show. What's up? By the way, thank you for watching. What's my thoughts on the Survivor Series' final farewell to Undertaker? I think we've said farewell to the Undertaker a bunch. Yikes. I love Taker to death. Please don't misunderstand me. But I've also been that guy who has said for the past few years, I think it's time. But here's my deal, kids. It's not up to me. We've been through this a bunch here on the show. You guys know that. It's not up to me when he decides to call it a career. It's not my call. It's not up to me. I can tell you what I think, but I think it's arrogant to do that. It's arrogant for me to ever think that I would know what's best for Taker and or his family or both. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is. What are you doing?
I'm tired still.
Why are you tired? Because you stayed up all night? Almost. Did you get everything done?
Mm-hmm.
Did you figure out where the quiz was?
Yeah, I already did it.
I'm schooling the boy on his homework. Yes, he's remote learning. Troy says Aaron Sutcliffe does a podcast with me. Well, dude, Aaron, nice to meet you, my friend. Thanks for watching. Shane says, I like the strong style match. You remember when Rick Steiner and Scott were wrestling a new team, the early WCW Clash Champions? The team was like the Road Warrior movie, and Rick Steiner lined the crap out of that guy. I do have vague memories of that. Will says, will this be the 8th time for a Taker farewell? Yes, but you know what they say? 12 times the charm.
The dog's right there.
Yeah, can I get him on camera, or which way should I turn? Yeah, he's behind the mic. You can barely see him. I'm not moving the mic. Yes. Jess says, thought the documentary meant he was done. I did too. We all did. The way it ended perfectly, right? So, yeah. DJ says, well, Roman versus Drew would have been a better match than Randy. Maybe. I mean, now, yeah, with Roman and his new character, I'll take that. Jamel, yeah, go watch NXT UK. Why not? So there you go. Lance asked me if I'm watching Power Struggle tomorrow. Hey, Lance, do fish drink water? Do they really? I don't even know if they do. They're kind of in it all day. The answer is yes. Yes, I am. Let's see. Aaron says best Walter matches versus Ospreay. God bless. Have I seen that? Jeez, I don't think I've seen that. Is it? Where can I see? Is it on the YouTube? Send me a link, somebody. On Facebook Messenger. Ray says, I had to ask, where's Adam Cole and why is that dummy Pat McAfee on my TV? Undisputed Era is beyond awesome, all because of King Adam Cole. In case you guys didn't know, Ray Dean's a huge Adam Cole fan. Thank you, Robbie. The boy appreciates it, I'm sure. Let's see. What else we got going on? Let's talk about this. If you can handle it, Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss. Now, upon seeing this to begin with, everybody was talking about Sister Abigail, Tom. She could channel the spirit of Sister Abigail, Tom. We could finally see us. Just imagine Alexa Bliss in like the old fashioned dress, and she's got like the hair and the veil. Like, remember they're going to dress Bray up as a woman that year? Remember? Yikes! And so, but it didn't happen, right? So then it's like, oh well, Tom, Sister Abigail, Tom, Sister Abigail. Then I saw this thing in full effect, and I had 2 words for you:
hot garbage.
Yeah. So let's get this out the way before we click the button any more times, okay? I don't dislike Bray. I've been in Bray's corner from day freaking one. You hear me? Day one, I've been in Bray's corner. I don't dislike Alexa Bliss. I don't love her as much as the company loves her, if I'm being completely honest. But guess what? I don't have to. If either one of those folks would ever watch this show or ever saw this segment, I hope they would take no disrespect, because I don't mean any disrespect. It's not like that at all, and never has been, okay? I think it looks hokey. And I appreciate both of their efforts to get this thing over, but I will tell you that for me as a fan, it's not clicking. Now, you might respond to me and say, Tom, you've lost your ever-loving Southern mind. This is, I don't know where that came from. You've lost your mind. This is comedy gold, Tom. This is classic TV at its finest. You might say that. To you, I would say
Hot garbage.
Yep. Because that's how I feel. That's how I feel. I'm sorry. That's where my head's at right now. You know what I mean? It's not working for me. If it works for you, if it works for ratings, hey, go with God. That's fine. I'm just telling you from my perspective, I think I'm just not with it. It's not clicking for me at all. Just how I feel. And listen, we have applauded Bray for the better part of a year. How long has the Fiend been around? It's been a while. Oh, Tom, the Firefly Funhouse. Oh my God, Tom. Tom, my God, he's so good. Tom, my God, he's so good. Bray puts forth maximum effort every time he speaks. Let's get that straight. Okay. But listen, he's a grown man wearing a sweater, pretend to be Mr. Rogers on a TV set. Do you understand? That's not pro wrestling. Now I know what you're thinking. Tom, it's WWE. I got it. And believe me when I tell you, I understand what that company is. I know they're putting on a show. I've never lost any sleep over it. But all of that combined with the nuttiness of Alexa Bliss's contact lenses, Nikki Cross doing a double take and being frightened. For me personally, it's not working. Again, if it is for you, it's all good. Toby says, it's okay to be wrong, Tom. Bray and Alexa are gold. Okay. Nathan says Firefly is a highlight of Raw every week. Okay. Mark says, I like Alexa's Anakin Skywalker eyes. Interesting comparison. Let's see. Thank you, Jane. Thank you for that. Jane, hello. I missed your hello. I'm sorry. So, yeah. Toby says Bray and Alexa is the best thing going to WWE by a long shot. Will says best thing WWE has done a while with these two. So there you go. There you go. People disagree. It's fine. I don't know what to say, folks. I don't know what to say. So Aaron sent me a link. Aaron, can you send me that where I can? I want to be able to click it later. I can't click it right now. Send me that where I can click it. Put it somewhere, will you? Put it on my Facebook page if you want to. I don't care. Or in my instant messenger. That works. Would you? If you don't care, I'll be glad to watch. I'm interested to watch it. Mark says, I like Bray and Alexa both, but seeing how the storyline is going, don't be surprised if the Fiend and Alexa will both be champion. I wouldn't be surprised about that either. Not at all. So DJ picks up or brings up an interesting point. Rey Mysterio daughter not digging that storyline. Where do you guys compare that in terms to this? Is it just as entertaining? Are you over it? I mean, what do you think? Troy says, how would you book Bray and Alexa? Is the problem that they are making this particular bit hokey, or do you not buy? No, I buy. I can buy into it. The showbiz part of this stuff sometimes is so much for me. Sometimes it's so over the top. Listen, I try to appreciate what I'm watching and I try to take it for what it is. Please don't get me wrong here, folks. But it's hard for me. You know what I mean? Because okay, let me make this analogy. When The Undertaker was The Undertaker, and I mean when he was the freaking Undertaker, and before he was the American bad boy, and before he spoke and he really talked a lot, and then Mystique was around him, I could explain that away. I could say, hey, this is The Undertaker playing mind games. You can explain away any gimmick. That's how you explain away Goldust's gimmick. Dustin Rhodes is playing mind games. Do you see what I'm saying? That's how you explain everything. It's just mind games. It's him messing with his opponent. That's what this is. He's throwing his opponent off his game. Undertaker won the match before he even got to the ring. Mind games. Psychology. See what I'm saying? I can't do that with Bray because they're using camera tricks. And they did it with Taker too, I understand. But it's just so, I guess what the problem is, there's no live crowds, which means it's all cinematic. They can correct anything they want to anytime because it's not live, like in your face in front of a live crowd. Maybe that's my disconnect here. I don't know what to tell you, but I don't know. How would I book them? I hate to get into that fantasy booking stuff, dude, if I'm being honest, because I hate that. I don't hate your question. It's just, it's tough for me to, well, here's what I would do. I don't know. I would have put them together, but I think the way they did it was just hokey. I don't know. Who am I to second guess $1 billion company? Oh, I know. I do it constantly. We all do, don't we? Don't we? DJ says, what is the meaning of that? It's like they are stalling and don't know where and how to use the superstars. Yeah. I mean, I agree with that too. Timothy, it is hot garbage. In my opinion, it's hot garbage. Danny says, like most angles, way too much entertainment and far too little sports in-ring action. He's so good on the mic. And is he rubbing off on her? Maybe. We'll see. Is it one of those instances where you take a red hot gimmick and you put somebody with them in hopes of getting that person red hot as well? That could be the case too. Maybe it is. Jamel says it was fine till that stuff started coming out of her mouth. I'll buy that. Shane says Alexa needs to go darker like Impact's Rosemary instead of being like the Joker's girlfriend. You know what? If they went that dark, Shane, maybe I'd be okay with it. But I don't think they want to do that. It's WWE. They would never do, what's her name? Abaddon in AEW? That's some frightening stuff, babe. Let me tell you something right now. Listen. Just so you know, if that chick came at me, I'm running, okay? You're going to see this old man's legs start to move, baby. Believe that, all right? Because there's no way. She comes at me like that, I'm out. I'm out. That's it. Kidding me? Shane says the boogeyman needs to appear on the Funhouse. I'm surprised he hasn't. Mark says, I love the Fiend, but that Crown Jewel show killed his momentum. Losing to Goldberg for him was stupid. Oh, language, Mark. Language. I don't know if it killed him. Can I be honest with you? How many people are even still thinking about that? Honestly, I've not thought about it one time. Maybe I should. I mean, Goldberg's a legend. I'm not going to get into whether or not he should have beat him. They were setting up something later. It is what it is. But, you know, I agree with your opinion that it maybe the timing was bad and it seemed like to do this kind of thing all the time. I get it. Rob says, I'm in your corner as far as it being a bit hokey. Here's the deal. And Alexa's doing that dumb blood turning on friends angle. Dumb blonde. It was hot garbage, I think, with her associating with the Fiend is giving her something other than being shallow. Okay. All right. Listen, if it's given, no, Chris, no word on Kelly Klein. Brother, when I get something, I'll give it to you. I'll give this to you, dude. When it comes to this is, let's be honest. It does give her another dimension. And I'm okay with that. I'm totally fine with that. And if that's what we're talking about, it's adding another layer to her character and giving her something new to do. I guess I can go with that too. Do you think his legit brother in Bo Dallas will join Bray eventually? It could be. We'll see. They can cover up anything. Dude, they covered up Isaac Yankem, made you forget all about him when they created Kane, didn't they? They can. Let's talk about ratings a little bit before we move on to the other company. This week's SmackDown 2.133 compared to last week's 881,000, as we know, it was on FS1. This week's Raw came in at 1.656 compared to last week's 1.732. Raw just a little bit down. That's all the time we'll spend on ratings, kids. We got a bunch more show to go. Let's talk about AEW Dynamite. How many of you watched this Wednesday's edition of AEW Dynamite? Because, brother, it was a solid show. I saw some peers from my line of work on the Twitter machine criticizing this show every match. And to that I say, stop being in WWE's pocket so hardcore, my God in heaven. You're supposed to be a pro wrestling journalist. Keep it that way. All right? If you're in the pocket for WWE, if you're in their corner, just say so. Because every time I see you tweet, you make it sound like you hate this company. I don't hate WWE, my man. I don't hate AEW. I don't hate Impact. I don't hate New Japan. I don't hate any pro wrestling company. You want to know why? Because the more successful pro wrestling companies there are, the better the business is as a whole. Okay? So no, I will not sit back and hate on AEW. I will sit back and tell you what I think, just like I do with WWE. But if you're going to call yourself a journalist, man up and be a journalist and stop being freaking jaded all the time, because that opinion no one cares about. I'm not going to tell you what I'm talking about. They can figure it out for themselves. Perhaps. If not, I don't really care. Life goes on. Timothy's obviously in AEW's corner. Nothing wrong with that. And by the way, if you're a diehard WWE fan, nothing wrong with that either. It is what it is. Do what makes you happy. Life's too short. Okay? My God. 2020's taught us anything. It's taught us that, hasn't it? Christopher says, I'm in the pocket of wrestling. I'm a wrestling fan first. Yes, sir. I could not have said it better. So, yes, part of what made this past week's edition of AEW Dynamite so great was Moxley and Kingston. My God. Listen, I don't know why, but I had tears in my eyes. Eddie was teared up. Eddie Kingston feels this. You want to know the difference between us and Eddie Kingston? Eddie Kingston feels this. This is life and death for him. You can't tell me Mox didn't have cold chills during this promo. Are you kidding me right now? This was gold. This was gold. You want to know what gold is? You want to know what entertainment is? This was entertainment. Two men, no special effects, no silly gimmicks, no dumb lighting, no stupid masks, no whatever. I know what you're thinking. Tom's hating on WWE. I'm just making a comparison. Relax. They didn't need all that set dressing. They didn't need all the special effects. They didn't need all the hoo-ha. You know what they needed? They needed themselves. They needed a belt, and they needed a grudge. They need a reason to work. They need a reason to feud. And my God, have they got it. If you don't want to see Eddie Kingston versus Jon Moxley after all this, you got an empty chest, brother. That's the truth. There's nothing in here beating right now, okay? Nothing. I stick to it. Tell me I'm wrong. What do the kids say? Come at me, bro. Do the kids still say that? I'm very combative today. Can you pick up on that? Toby says they sold the face off like the old NWA days. I believe them both. Yes. Yes, I believe them as well, Toby. I believe both of them. When he mentioned Annie's grandmother's name by name, Ruthie, he's like, oh, he won't even look at Mox. He turned his back on him. I mean, why would it turn back? Well, because they can't make physical contact. See what I'm saying? So when he turned his back, you're like, wait a minute, you don't turn back on somebody. That's why, because that was a step. That was a step, right? Makes perfect sense. Christopher says, Eddie Kingston has become one of the most emotional talkers in the business. He connected. He can put butts in seats. I totally agree. And Jamel, with the winner of the no prize this week, I agree with you, Tom. That was gold, Timothy says. But Jamel hit it on the head. No $1 million riders. Say it again. Speak louder so the kids in the back can hear you as well. No $1 million riders. I know what you're thinking. Tom's anti-WWE. I'm not anti-WWE. I'll put it to you this way. I'm anti-nonsense. And if you don't think there's some nonsense in AEW, boy, have I got some stuff for you. Orange Cassidy, nonsense. I appreciate the work he does in the ring, that he's trying to do in the ring. The character, I hate the character. I don't care for it at all. I know they're trying to work it and trying to manipulate it and try to make it work for a mainstream audience. I still don't care for it. There's a lot of stuff in AEW I don't care for. And I'm not going to lie about it. Why would I lie about it ever? I'm just telling you the way I see it. Okay. A lot of stuff in that company I don't care about. But in my opinion, like WWE, AEW has certain levels to it that I feel are working, 100% working. And this is working. Kingston and Mox is great. This whole thing is pitch perfect. Aaron says every podcast is anti-WWE. I'm not anti-WWE, Aaron. Is yours anti-WWE? You guys review a lot of I'm sorry. You guys review a lot of WWE. I try not to be anti-anybody. Again, I don't want to see that company fail. So people talk about, oh, it's only a matter of time until. No, it's not. Shut up. And even if it was only a matter of time, why in the world would you ever celebrate a pro wrestling company going down in flames? Now, listen, WCW at the end was a dumpster fire. If you're not old enough to have been around during those days, any of you listening or watching, man, did you miss one insane dumpster fire. Okay. But let me just put it to you this way. It was crazy. I didn't wish death on them. I didn't want them to go away. In fact, there was word going around that Bischoff's putting together a group of investors to buy the company, to buy the library, to try to keep the thing going. I was intrigued by that. In the last days of that thing, I was intrigued by that. I'm like, maybe they'll bring it back. Maybe they can salvage this thing. When I heard Vince bought it, I'm like, well, that's it. Game over. It's done. This is done. It's over. Ridiculous. You know what I mean? It sucked. I don't want anybody to fail. I don't. I never have. Brad says it well. WWE is their own worst enemy. You're right. The bigger you are, the more chance there is you're going to shoot yourself square in the face. Mark says Daniel Bryan had to earn Vince's trust. Kofi did, and so did Eddie. He doesn't trust lower weight superstars. If you aren't big and don't have that body Vince wants, he doesn't want you around WWE. I mean, there's some truth to that. What's up, Shannon? Shannon made it to the party, folks. Yes, we'll get there. Let's go ahead and get there. We've been talking about it. Cody is Cody Rhodes once again. After Dynamite went off the air, he spoke just to the crowd. And he said, this is not a social media exclusive. This is not for TV. I'm just telling you. And someone, of course, recorded it and put it online. It is what it is. Kudos to him. I sent out a tweet, I think this morning or late last night, that said, Cody Rhodes should have always been Cody Rhodes. It was his dad's. It wasn't his dad's true last name. It was his dad's, working last name. His dad was a legend in this business. Cody's working his way there. He's doing all he can to get there, and all the best to him because he puts in the work, right? My God, never should have took that name away. Never. You can't use the word Rhodes because we're WWE. Shut up. Shut up. Just like when the Dudleys left and went to TNA. Oh, we have to be Team 3D now. What? You were the Dudleys before you got to WWE. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Timothy says Cody versus Darby Allin, part 3. Yes, sir. We'll see how this goes. There were comments at the end of the show that suggested that maybe Cody buried him. Oh, Tommy buried him. Watch Darby win the title Saturday. What do you think? Crickets. Tell me what you guys think, man. I think Darby wins the title Saturday night. That's how I feel. Maybe I'll be wrong. We'll see. Maybe I'll be wrong. But I think third time's the charm. I think it goes over Saturday night. It's my opinion. Aaron says calling him Cody Rhodes now just sounds weird. I get where you're coming from. I love it, though. Shannon, it's all good. Thanks for hanging out. Let's see what else we got here. Okay. Noah says, or not anti-WWE or anti-bad storylines and bad matches, and give credit to the promotions are doing it right. Summation point, your podcast not to. Thank you, my friend. I try not to be. Trust me, there's plenty of stuff in AEW that I don't care about. I'm not lying. I enjoyed last night's show. Wednesday night show, excuse me. I enjoyed it, but that's me. You know what I mean? I thought it was good from start to finish. There was some bumps along the way. It is what it is. But yeah, Christopher says competition makes the overall product better. It's great to have multiple companies and options to watch and be entertained. Toby says Cody speaking to Darby was excellent too. He sold that. Yes. And didn't it remind you of Sting in the Rafters just a little bit? That was kind of cool. Nice little touch. Yes, I think Darby Allin could pull it off Saturday night. I think it could be a schmoz. I think Arn could turn on Cody. I think anything could happen. I'm just calling like I see it. James says, what are your thoughts on Paige opening up on how Del Rio would lock her? I haven't read this. Wow. But I read the headline. I haven't read or heard the quotes specifically by Paige. I said this the week that the Del Rio story dropped. If he's guilty, he deserves whatever punishment's coming his way. I don't know if he was guilty. I wasn't there. And I say that about every case that I hear about. Okay. One of my best friends is an attorney. He'll tell you the same thing. Innocent until proven guilty. Right. So we'll see what happens. But if he's guilty, throw the book at him. And that's not me making light of it either. Do you think Sting is appearance? I would love to see Sting in AEW. Troy, are you kidding me? How about Sting versus Cody? Dude, Sting was Cody Rhodes' favorite wrestler growing up. What if Sting's appearance cost Cody the championship? Stuff's getting fun, isn't it? I love it. Are you kidding me? I love it. Cody Rhodes would give Sting a great match. Sting wouldn't have to work himself to death against Cody Rhodes. It wouldn't be necessary. He could do bare minimum and give just a version of a Sting match. It would still be great. Are you kidding me? Don't let the last image we have of Sting in the ring be falling and getting hurt to Seth Rollins. Let's don't let that be the last image. Now, I understand if he doesn't want to do it. If it's not the cards, I understand. Let's see. Young Bucks will lose to FTR. Best Friends will interfere, and the Bucks will not get another shot at tag team belts. If you will start with Best Friends and the Bucks. Could be. You could be right, my friend. For sure. We shall see what goes down. As we talk here, I'm going to cue something up. Not for you to see. Just for me to see. Talk amongst yourselves. This moment of typing brought to you by Tom Carson Main Event. Here we go. La 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 la. Let's talk about it because I had the window open and it closed on me. Where's the banner? Where's my banner? Where's that banner? Here's the banner. AEW Full Gear Preview, kids. You want to talk about it? By cracky. Let's just talk about it. This is what we like to call a no bathroom break kind of show. This is the truth. This is going to be good. All right. So you better get all your refreshments lined up, put it on a table by the couch, by your recliner, however you get comfortable to watch you some pro wrestling, and settle in, kids, because this is going to be a good show. Tell me I'm wrong. Serena Deeb versus Allison Kay. This is the kickoff match, NWA World Women's Championship. That's going to be good. If you don't know Allison Kay, you're missing out. Very good. Very good. This is going to be a good match. Orange Cassidy versus John Silver. I think this match is going to be better than what anybody expects it to be, if I'm being honest. Chris Jericho versus MJF. MJF wins. He's in the inner circle. How many of you are not looking forward to this one? Don't lie. Hikaru Shida versus Nyla Rose for the AEW World Women's Championship. We'll see what goes there. I'm looking forward to it. Matt Hardy versus Sammy Guevara. Elite Deletion. I wrote a column this morning. If you haven't seen it, now's the time to go look at it because, man, is it pretty. And I think it's good. I mean, you don't have to think it's good. I don't suppose you have to think it's good, but I like it. So I'm going to show it to you. And I know what you're thinking. Why didn't you have this ready, Tom? Guess what? That's for me to know. And I mean, and for you to find out and stuff. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. So let's get this up on the screen, kids, so you can see this also. And here's the part where I try to get this to work seamlessly because that's what I try to do. Here we go. And boom. And boom, baby. Will Matt Hardy versus Sammy Guevara steal the show at AEW Full Gear? I think it's entirely possible. It's a stacked card. It's crazy sick with big-time matches. I think the Elite Deletion could get it done. I'm just calling it like I see it. That's how I feel. We'll see if I'm right. That's going to be a good one. John Moxley versus Eddie Kingston. I quit match. Someone has to say I quit. You can't just, we passed out. You have to say the words I quit. Good luck there for either one of these guys. AEW World Championship. FTR versus Young Bucks. AEW World Tag Team Championship. If FTR loses, they promise to never again challenge for the World Tag Team Championships. As we said, Cody Rhodes versus Darby Allin. Hangman Page versus Kenny Omega. Dude, you tell me you're not anxious to see this show. I'll call you a liar. I'm just saying. Frank says, when I enjoyed Survivor Series was when the whole card was Survivor Series matches. Well, there you go. There you go, Frank. Frank, we're on AEW Full Gear right now, my friend. You got me some AEW Full Gear stuff? I get what you're saying, Frank. I appreciate your viewpoint. Shannon says, Sammy, oh my God, Shannon, nailed it. Nailed it. Sammy was on fire. He was on point. That whole show was fun to me, man. I thought it was excellent. I thought Miro looked great. I mean, didn't you? Miro and Beretta? Are you kidding? Trent. What are they calling him? It's hard to keep it straight with that guy. Dude, I thought it was fantastic. I thought the whole show was good. Chad says, ready for Darby to take this match. I believe he'll beat Cody Rhodes. That's just my feeling. It's my gut telling me that. We'll see what happens. Shane says Omega versus Page will steal the show. I can appreciate that. Sammy is going to drop Matt. Ray, I think you're right. I think Sammy wins the Elite Deletion match. I believe so. No, it's not on TNT. It's only on pay-per-view. You got to drop some coin to get it. James says, I think I think Full Gear is going to be better than Survivor Series. AW just has better storytelling and a better roster. Not that WWE doesn't too, but AW is killing them right now. Well, it's your opinion. I mean, I can see where you're coming from. Troy's doing a watch-along party tomorrow for Full Gear. Awesome. Everyone watch along. The Untitled Wrestling Podcast. I'll pop in for a bit, dude. Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm anxious to see the show, man. I think it'll be good. Shane says Omega and Hangman Page. How do you guys feel about Page constantly sporting that booze all the time? Isn't that weird? Very weird. Notice in the preview for All Out, they mentioned the surprise appearances this year. I bet somebody big shows up. I think it could be Sting. We'll see. Aaron says, "Bow the colors, silver versus orange." Well done. Well done. It's a very colorful match. Well done. I like that. That's good stuff. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this. I can't wait to see what happens. I think this is going to be a top show, man. I think to pull in an incredible buy rate. I really believe that. So let's hit the ratings real quick. Then we'll get to New Japan before we take it home. This week, AEW, 717,000 viewers compared to last week's 781,000. NXT, 610 compared to last week's 876. Both brands were hurt by the new shows this week. I think we all knew that was going to happen. And let's run down the Power Struggle card. Tomorrow's not only Full Gear, kids. It's the New Japan Pro Wrestling Power Struggle event. You got to check this out. First match, no time limit, provisional King of Pro Wrestling 2020, no corner pads match. I know what you're thinking. What's that got to do with anything? Well, if you know Toru Yano, you know all you need to know because this guy's obsessed with taking the corner pads off and using them as weapons. Yano versus Zack Sabre Jr. We'll see what goes down. I think Sabre wins this match. Second match, 60 minutes, a 60-minute time limit, never openweight championship match. And no, there's no young boys on this match, on this show this time. So it's all straight main event matches here. This is going to be good. This is the second match. Never openweight championships, Minoru Suzuki versus Shingo Takagi. Shut up. That's going to be crazy fun. Third match tonight, Kazuchika Okada, best in the world, come at me, versus the Great Okan. Fourth match, 60-minute time limit. This is for the right to challenge for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship. Kenta putting his briefcase on line against the ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi. And I got news for you folks. Are you ready for this? Prediction time. I believe Tanahashi wins this match. And I think he goes off TV because he comes to the States for the next 2 weeks to quarantine. And he'll be in AEW to challenge Jon Moxley, who would have lost the AEW World Championship by that time to Kenny Omega. I know what you're thinking. Tom, that's a lot of ifs, ands, and buts. I agree with you totally. But how's that crazy prediction hitting you right now? Are you intrigued? Shut up. You know you are. What do you think? Shut up. They put Tana's face on TV, wishing Chris Jericho congratulations. The fans know who he is. You tell me you wouldn't want to see Mox versus Tana in AEW. Wouldn't that be something? The only other alternative is that Mox drops the belt and travels to Japan, quarantines for 2 weeks, and then works Tana in New Japan. I don't know, but listen, there's a reason why they've not just said, okay, screw this. We can't come together. The pandemic's too much. We just can't make this happen. Brother, why don't just put a stop to it? Explain it away. Say they can't travel because of the pandemic. We're going to keep the title shot here in-house. We're going to strip him of the title. They've done it before when a guy couldn't make it to an event. They stripped him then. Remember, he was hurt. Why don't they just do it now? Because they're building to something. They've got to be building to something. There's been a handshake agreement behind the scenes between AEW and New Japan. In my belief, my opinion, I don't have any rock solid news. That's just my opinion. Frank, thank you, my man. You're the best, dude. Shannon says New Japan AEW the same day. If my only regret is I don't have tomorrow off from work, where I can just make a whole marathon day of it, man. Kenny Omega versus Moxley's next major feud. I've said, yes, I agree with you. I agree with you. Toby says New Japan is so good. Best pure wrestling going today. I agree. I totally agree. So, what do you guys think about the prediction? Timothy, love Pac's promo. Are you kidding me? He's so good, dude. He's so freaking good. I respect that guy so much. He's top notch. Let's continue with the card here, kids. 5th match, 6-minute time limit. IWGP Heavyweight Intercontinental Double Championships right to challenge contract. Kota Ibushi defends against the best heel in the business today, Jay White. If you don't believe that, start, because Jay White's the best heel in the business today, period. All right? Leader of the Bullet Club, despite what anyone says about Evil. This is going to be a good match. They're going to kill each other, and I think it's going to be great. 6th match, these guys continue to work the crap out of each other. Tetsuya Naito faces Evil for the IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental Championships. Both titles on the line in the main event. What do you think about that? There's your power struggle card, kids. And it's just in time. Shane says, did you see the rumor about AEW buying NWA? We'll see. I would be surprised if Billy Corgan sells Shane, but I've learned to never say never in this business. All right, kids, you know what that means. We're about ready to take it home. Let's open the floor for any comments before we get on up out of here. Brad says Jay White wins. I don't think they'll take it away from Ibushi right now, Brad. That's my opinion. I think he's come too far. I think we're looking at Ibushi in the main event of Wrestle Kingdom next year. I don't think it'll be Jay White. It's my opinion. I don't think it'll happen. I think Ibushi will go on the main event next year and he'll win it all. So, Shan says she got Jay White. Isn't he great? Isn't he the best? Isn't he the best? Jay White's freaking phenomenal. And I love that he's in Japan and not in the States. I love that their top stars don't care about the States too much, that they're just more concerned with what they're doing there. I love that. I love that. Ray's hung up on Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee can cut a promo. I'll give him that. He's still awkward. He's awkward as crap for some reason. I don't know why I feel that way, but that's how I feel. So, let's see who we got. Timothy says we will see Sammy versus MJF soon. I agree with that. Sasha, hello in Germany. Sasha, you missed the whole show, bro. Shannon just wants me to say Cameron Grimes. Shannon, I'm a monkey performing at your whim. Grind the organ and I will dance for you. I have no qualms about your laughing. Don't even lie to me. I have no qualms about doing it because I love this guy. I will interview Cameron Grimes before we shuffle off of this mortal coil. I assure you that. I will make it happen because he's so freaking fun. So Shane says Carmella debuts new gimmick tonight. Hey, we'll give it a chance. We'll see what happens. Toby, no word on Killer Cross. When he left, I heard it wasn't going to be as long as people thought it was going to be. The estimate at the beginning was like 8 months, but now I was hearing it was like 3 or 4. Maybe I'm wrong. You know how the recovery time works in WWE, man. They'll surprise the life out of you. Charles, I didn't mean it the way it sounded, my friend. Organ grinder. You know the guy on the street and the dancing monkey with the top hat? No one knows that reference? Really? It was a joke. Everyone relax. I didn't mean it the way it sounded. My God. Get your mind out of the gutter, people. You're better than that, okay? Yikes. My coffee's gone cold. I hope you're all happy. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy one of those warmers that hooks up to the USB. Does anyone have one of those? And if you do, what's the best one to get? I'm serious. Have you seen those things? My thing is I use a lot of cups that are like oversized. So like, will it fit? Mark, thank you. I thought he was saying goodbye and good luck to me. Goodbye and good luck to Liv Morgan. Well, there you go. Shannon says Sasha better retain tonight or the feud was pointless. Yeah. Watch her drop it though. That's what WWE does with that lady for sure. Mark wants wrestling. How many guys are on Mount Rushmore? 4? Is it 4? I always get the Mount Rushmore questions. Don't we all? We all do. Dude. Rick, Dusty, Gorgeous George. That's a tough one. That's a tough one for me, man. God, I don't know. I don't know who the 4th one is. You guys can decide who your 4th one is, but I got 3. I mean, I don't know. That's good. I don't know. I'll have to get back to you on that. See, I don't really think of it in those terms, man. I've done like plenty of countdown lists and top 10 lists over the years. It is what it is. Rob says Tom Hollywood were to do a movie on Life of Dusty Rhodes, what celebrity would do him justice as Dusty without being a joke? You'd have to have somebody that's the size of Dusty. And I'm sure there's some actors that fit the bill, no pun intended, but I don't know who they are. Matching his charisma would not be easy. It's like, Chadwick Boseman did a fantastic job as James Brown, but we didn't think that would ever be able to be pulled off because James Brown was the most charismatic man in show business. Dusty's number 2. That's how I feel. So it won't be easy. It will not be easy to make that happen. Can it happen? Maybe. But I don't know if anybody can do justice to it, if I'm being honest with you. That's a great question, by the way. Toby says Bruno, Flair, Hogan, Race. I love Harley. I don't like Harley. I love Harley. Yeah. Charles says Jake Busey. Jake's crazy. I don't know if Dusty was crazy. Jake's warped, man. Noah says, I think if you let him do a serious role and not so much comedy, Kevin James would be perfect. Like, if he could get the voice, I love Kevin James. If he could get the voice down, I think it's possible. What if Jack Black put on weight? If he understands the character and he does his research, maybe. We'll see. Thoughts on Austin getting a doc done from the people who did The Last Dance? Or did The Last Ride? The Last Dance was the Bulls documentary, which, by the way, is freaking epic. If you don't know, now you know. I thought this was a WWE production, isn't it? Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, we'll see what happens. What do you think about the Vince McMahon documentary that's WWE produced? They're going to have a hand in it. Like it's going to tell you anything that's going to be shocking you or anything like that. Yeah. I don't know, dude. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Let's see. All right, kids. Oh, hang on. Timothy's got a big one. Toby says, put a fat suit on Cody. God, come on, man. Timothy says, this is why I always tune in AEW every Wednesday night because it gets me into the show every week. There were times they made mistakes, but it doesn't stop me watching it. Listen, if you're in, you're in. Yeah. Interesting, Will. We'll see what happens. I'm curious to see. All right, kids, before we get out of here, quick reminder time. Are you ready? As soon as we sign off here today, I want you to jump over to my Facebook page. If you're not following me on Facebook, if we're not friends, you're doing life wrong, kids, because I'm fun. I am. Shut up. Yes, Shannon, you're right. Ember Moon to Dakota Kai was a great match. Very fun to watch, too. Very good. So watch next on my Facebook page or Tom Clark 6M Podcast Facebook page. We reveal episode 13 for next week. Episode 12 was our deep dive on Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. It was me and my show producer, Nate Workman, doing that. It was tons of fun to do. We reveal episode 13. You don't want to miss it. All right, kids. I believe our time together this week, unfortunately, is up. Everyone watch AEW tomorrow night. Everyone watch Power Struggle tomorrow. Enjoy you some pro wrestling this weekend. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Everybody hang in there with the news. Keep watching the updates as long as you can stand it and that kind of thing. We'll see where we end up this time next week, if anywhere. And listen, folks, as I said last week, I do very much appreciate you guys hanging out with me, supporting me through everything. It means loads to me. So we're going to get out of here right now. Thanks again for watching, kids. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll see you next time. Tom Clark's Main Event.